The hunting horn has always been the runt of the litter. It's an underplayed weapon and its role is always misunderstood. Let me get this out of the way beforehand. The hunting horn is not solely a support based weapon. A lot of people get it in their head that the horn's purpose is to sit back in the sidelines and just buff everyone without getting into the action. This is the incorrect way to use the hunting horn. It is a weapon after all. You're meant to attack with it while balancing the buffs and positioning. Granted, the horn does have a learning curve, so it's understandable for newbies to stand back and try to remember a song. But once used to the horn's songs, there's no excuse to cheer on your friends from the sidelines. Introduced in Monster Hunter 2 to be in the same boat as its more popular counterpart, the hunting horn is the hunter's other choice for having an impact-based melee weapon. Like the hammer, it does not have a shield and attacks pretty slowly when compared to other weapons. Unlike the hammer though, the hunting horn gets its strength from the songs it plays. Every horn has its own notes that can be used to play different songs for buffs. Using these in tandem with attacks is key to using the hunting horn. And make sure that Attack Up Large song is cued, and ensure those horns of mass destruction are nice and sharp. We're going to be needing those as we delve through the generations and overview the sleeping giant that is the hunting horn. Before looking at the moves, there are a few oddities that need addressing. Since Monster Hunter 1 wasn't that great of a hit outside of Japan, Monster Hunter 2 really didn't have that much info made outside of early fanatics making walkthroughs on the game. There is an English patch that translates roughly 80 or so % of the game, but like Portable Third, only the important details are translated. Because of the low amount of English resources, a list of songs and horns that can play specific songs are left to the player to find out. This is missing alongside the specific motion values for the hunting horn's attacks. With an up input on the analog stick, the hunter swings and then slams the hunting horn onto the ground. This 2-hit attack is the strongest the hunting horn has, but it leaves the hunter stuck in an animation the longest. Note that this hitbox is big and will send any teammates within a 5-mile radius flying. With your left or right press, the hunting horn will be swung in the analog's opposite direction. Pressing right will swing the horn left, and vice versa. An infinite combo can be done by just alternating the left and right inputs, and the option to end the combo with an overhead slam is possible. Pressing down on the analog stick will have the hilt of the hunting horn be jabbed forward. This attack is really weak and requires the hunter to be much closer for this to hit than any other attack, but at least it's quick. This is the hunting horn's unique trait. Pressing R will start the recital mode. Hereafter, each beat, a note will be played. Doing nothing will do the hunting horn's first note. The first note is also played with either a left or right movement of the analog stick. Moving the analog stick forward will do the second note, and back will do the third. Once a song is recognized, it'll automatically buff the hunter and anyone within the same room as the player. If the song needs to be played again for added effects, then the song needs to be recorded again. It is possible for the hunter to roll to end the recital if needed. Just keep in mind that the swings the hunter does when moving the horn to change notes does deal good amounts of damage, but are a bit harder to utilize at times. Sharpness +1. You know the drill. If it's a melee weapon, you can't go wrong with sharpness. Evasion and earplugs. Quality of life scale for the hunting horn. Getting stunned or hit during a recital will stop the song right there, and the hunter would need a restart in order to get their intended buffs. Attack up small, medium or large. With its slower attacks, the hunting horn is better off with a raw attack being added to the set. As an added bonus, if the horn has an attack up song, then both the skill and song would stack. Reckless Abandon could be an option, but the chance of getting crits is naturally lower because of its low attack speed. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Now that we're on to what is arguably the best Monster Hunter, there's a lot more information to cover. I'm going to quickly overview the motion values for the moves, and then cover the songs that are in the game. By going into the bookshelf and selecting the book on melee weapons, and then selecting Hunting Horn sheet music, it displays all possible songs a Hunting Horn is able to do, granted that they have the correct notes. So, for newbies or people that have never played a 2nd gen game before, get that pen and paper out and start memorizing. Just keep in mind that the notes for each song may change, but the songs themselves should carry on into each subsequent game. Self-improvement / Mind's Eye. This is a song that every hunting horn has. Playing it once will have the hunter's walking speed improve. In this state, the hunting horn is the fastest walking speed of the weapon out, almost as fast as running with the weapon sheathed. Playing it again will give the hunter Mind's Eye for a period of time. Clairvoyance gives the player vision of any large monsters that are currently on the map. Supersonic waves. Upon finishing the song, the hunting horn will vibrate, acting as an impromptu sonic bomb. Attack Up. A popular and recommended song to have when choosing a hunting horn. More damage is always welcome. Defense Up. While defense will only get you so far, for those that are having trouble tanking that Tigrex drift, playing this song would at least aid in taking another attack or two before fainting. Health Increase. This song comes in handy for those many times your feline friend decides to give you food poisoning, or for those harder hunts when you run out of max potions. But do remember that the song only increases max HP up to 150, and after that the song does nothing until you lose that extra HP by carding. Wind Reduce. For monsters that rely on wind, or notably a certain elder with a pesky wind shield, this can be a real helper in hunts, but it is pretty niche outside of that. Marathon or Stamina Negate. The skill that brings all the dual blade users to the yard. For a limited amount of time, stamina is infinite for anyone within the same area that the song was played. Health Recovery. A song that heals everyone within the same room. Sounds pretty great for those actually playing a support horn. In reality, at least in Freedom Unite, it is pretty difficult to get those songs ready in the heat of battle, but the songs that come with antidote or deodorant can be useful in needed situations. Recovery Speed Up and Heavenly Protection. With Recovery Speed Up, the red portion of the health bar recovers faster. This can be useful for monsters like Rajang that leave a lot of red after attacks. Heavenly Protection gives a 50% chance to take 30% less damage, compared to its armor skill counterpart of 25% to take 30% less. This can be a useful song to have on the back burner. Hair Protect. Pretty much earplugs on demand, low gives a plus 10 skill and high makes it high grade. It's pretty straightforward. Negate skills. This line of songs are all the negate bad element songs. They are very scenario and monster specific, but are useful when in their elements. Res songs. Fire Res, Water Res, Thunder Res, Ice Res, and Dragon Res. These songs are obviously meant for monsters that use those elements in hunts. They can be real lifesavers if your armor set has a specific element weakness, but this won't completely negate their Rathalos Fireball. It will at least lower the damage you'll receive though. Desirable armor skills. Flute Expert. Not a must-have skill, but depending on a hunter's horn, not having to replay a song can prolong that helpful but lengthy song. Weakness Exploit. Because of the hunting horn aiming for monsters' heads like its sibling, taking advantage of that very common weak spot can be a handy addition to a hunter's armor set. For one reason or another, the hunting horn wasn't in Monster Hunter Tri, but it did make a return in the Ultimate in Portable 3rd. Here the jab attack is changed to cutting damage instead, and there are now 3 ways to jab. One way is a double A combo, the second is pressing select, and the third is tapping the special icon on the touchscreen. This generation also did away with the pesky recital playing mode that was quite frankly really awkward and puts the hunter into a really dangerous situation when in the same room as an enraged monster. Whenever the hunter attacks with the hunting horn, a note pops up. X inputs do the first note, A does the second, and X and A do the third. The jab also does the second note, which can be handy to shorten times needed for songs. Another great addition is the hunting horn song was making a debut in the equipment's details. Once a song has been performed correctly, the notes will start to glow. Pressing R will then play the song. Just remember, the recital swings are powerful, so including these in the combo is a must to lower the amount of time looking for a chance to play the song. Pressing X and moving will do a powerful forward slam that has really good reach. It's slow, but a good way of closing the gap between you and the monster's face. This can also continue into a combo by just pressing X more. The overhead slam has been changed to moving forward and pressing XA, so pressing these two buttons without moving will do a backward slam. This provides good reach over the hunter and can hit flying wyverns. After a song is finished, pressing R would have the hunter do more recital swings into an encore of the song that was just played to do its stacked effects, plus extending the duration of the song's buffs. As an option, the hunter can also move left, right, or even back on the analog to continue the encore in that direction. With the change in recitals, it's now possible to combo into songs quicker after some inputs. Pressing R after doing the forward slam will have the hunter kick up and then start playing. There is another shortcut after the HILT stab, and there are shortcuts after the overhead slam and backwards attacks. Underwater, the horn doesn't change much. If anything, after playing self-improvement, the horn is the most graceful swimmer with the weapon out. The speed is comparable to that of the swimmer skill. Elemental attack boost. For hunting horns or teams that are aiming to exploit a monster's weakness, this would be a handy skill to squeeze in for a bit more damage. Desirable armor skills. More damage is always welcome, especially since it can be further stacked with attack up songs. In the 4th generation, the hunting horn gained a handy mounting strike. When jumping off a ledge and pressing X, the hunter will do a forward slam. This aerial attack has two uses. The first is the mounting strike to mount the monster, and the second is to play any desired note. While in the air, pressing X, A, or X and A will do their respective notes but with the same animation, so it can make doing the longer songs a bit faster. This is only an option when hopping off a ledge with the weapon drawn. With the weapon sheathed, the only note that's playable is the first. Another addition is a second note upswing that is performed by moving and pressing A and then the desired note afterwards. The basic combo is a double second note, but this move is another handy shortcut for longer songs. Melody durations extended. Adds an extra 30 seconds, 40 with Maestro, to the buffs applied. Blight res. Playing this song will reduce any elemental blights or even negate them completely for 90 to 120 seconds depending on the song and whether or not the hunter has Maestro. Abnormal status negate. Instead of negating elemental blights, this would negate the status effects the hunter can get while on the hunt, like slime blight, poisoning, and frenzy virus or dung blight. Abnormal status attack boost. This song gives an extra 10% to abnormal status effects like poison or sleeping. Guild and other subsequent styles gain a special double note when the hunting horn makes contact during an attack. If these double notes are used in a song, then the hunter will get not only the buff, but its encore in a single recital. Plus, if the hunter has played a song prior to the double note recital, it will replay the previous songs. This feature is a great tool to get new hunting horn users to be a bit more aggressive in order to be super efficient with their songs. One of the key additions in Generations Ultimate is the option to see what songs are active or running out by opening the menu and pressing R. Aerial Style reverts the main combos to how it was in 3 Ultimate, taking away the second note upswing from the A combos. While in a vault, the hunter is given the option to do 2 attacks and 2 notes respectively. Adept style isn't too different from 3U horn once again. After a successful adept evade, the hunter will do a 3-hit combo that can be rolled out of at any point. Like aerial style, the player can input the desired notes during these 3-hit combos. In Gen U, pressing R after an adept evade will do a quick recital but similar to a certain hunter art. Striker style removes the forward X slam and changes the X inputs to be the infinite swings combo. Pressing A will do the stab and can combo up to 3 times like in previous titles. The backward slam with X and A is also removed. This style is great for songs that are focused on the first 2 notes, but for any songs that have the 3rd note will be a drag to play in comparison. Alchemy style removes the second note upswing and the backward slam needs to be comboed into after an overhead slam. It's not really a hunting style you'd recommend to newbies or for people that aren't too great at micromanaging, since the hunter would need to balance both songs and the alchemy barrel. Valor Star, while not in Valor mode, changes the forward slam attack to be an unsheath attack and an X combo attack. The backward slam is similar to how it is in Alchemy, with needing to be comboed into after an overhead slam. And as a fast poke can now be performed after doing a forward slam, the Hunting Horn actually gets 4 options for Valor cancelling moves, each great for filling up the Valor gauge. Pressing A will do the second note upswing with the option to add in a second note of the player's choosing. Pressing X will do the forward slam, and X and A will do a sped up version of the back slam. Pressing R will start the recital and is the only way to encore songs outside of Valor. But once in Valor, the Hunting Horn gets the Valor step, the second note upswing, and most notably, after a Valor step and pressing R, the Hunter will do a very stylish recital that not only looks really graceful, but is very powerful. This can also be done after a Valor cancel. While this Hunter art has no motion, it does play all the Hunting Horn songs in one go. These are the base songs and they don't affect party members, but it can be a handy option. This hammer art does a series of swings with the Hunting Horn, ending the combo with a sonic boom. Truthfully, this Hunter art is hard to pull off in most instances, but it becomes decently strong in G rank since it does true damage. Just be mindful for your fellow hunters while performing this art. For a limited amount of time, all notes become double notes, even if they don't connect with the monster. For those already used to the Hunting Horn though, this hunting art is a bit redundant, but it's there as an option. This Hunter art changes the recital's animation and gives iframes at the start of them, which can make the Hunter super evasive while throwing out buffs and attacks. This Hunter art also charges very quickly, so it's a handy Hunter art to bring along. An additional note for the Hunting Horn. Arisen Phoenix can be a very helpful Hunter art to bring on hunts. Since the Hunting Horn does give buffs, this hunting art quickly becomes an easy half to a max heal in a pinch. Just be mindful that the hunter would need to rebuff themselves after using this Hunter art, but that shouldn't be too much of a drag since there are double notes. Affinity Up. This handy skill can be of big use in tandem with attack up horns to dramatically buff the team. Adding an affinity in the set or even crit boost can further the likelihood to really give it to the monster where it hurts. Bind Resistance. Having immunity to getting webbed, bubbled or snowmanned can be a real lifesaver sometimes. Besides a small jig with the weapon out, the Hunting Horn got some neat new qualities. Sadly, the double notes from Generation's Ultimate were removed, but there's this new feature known as song queuing. When fighting, if a song is recognized but the hunter keeps attacking, it will go into a queue that is sent to the right of the notes. Up to 3 songs can be queued at one time. If a hunter wants to play a specific buff, they can do a combined input to do that. But if more than one song is queued and the player presses R2, then the hunter will play all 3 songs and then those songs can be encored. As an option, the hunter can roll out or even slightly move during the recital. As an added bonus for the songs in world, during the recital an extra sonic boom attack is added. These extra booms are strong and even more can be added into the string of combos with an encore. Along with the same aerial attacks from 4 Ultimate, the Hunting Horn is given the option to start a recital while mid-air. This can be done after jumping off a ledge or after running off a wall. While sliding, pressing triangle will do a very wide and heavy slam forward that does a good deal of mounting damage. SCOUTFLY power up. Playing this song will upgrade the SCOUTFLY's level by 1, so, for example, if you click the footprint and then play the song, the SCOUTFLY would then home in onto the target monster. Truthfully, this isn't too useful. Tool use drain. With the large song, it increases the duration of tools like mantles and boosters by 10%. It is a single use song, so the hunter can't just keep spamming the song to keep the mantle going for an entire hunt. Using the clutch claw on a monster will have the hunter latch on, and with a triangle input that will do a tenderizing slam and then kick off from the monster. Pressing R2 after an attack will do a special note in attack called the echo note. This would have the hunter plant their hunting horn and spin. This does damage as the weapon spins around. These echo notes will do a destructive echo sonic wave after playing a song. Any songs that include the echo note that are buffs, like health or stamina, will drop an essence on the ground that will affect any hunters that walk into it. From a distance, the Hunting Horn seems to be more of an advanced weapon, but in reality there isn't that much that makes the Hunting Horn too complex. It doesn't have that many combos and each swing is simple and straightforward. The only hard part is remembering each song, but in World the songs are listed out on the top right, so once you get used to them, it should be muscle memory to get in those important buffs. While it may have supportive qualities, it's not all about supporting. It's a weapon, and as such, it's up to the user to ensure its usefulness. More experienced hunters can position their swings and encores to do massive damage while having everyone enjoying attack up large and the such. It's a weapon that can and should be picked up and tried by everyone. Simple by nature but hard to master, it's a weapon that will grow along with you. Having a collection of horns is recommended for those that need special buffs for the frequent earth shaking, element inflicting, and eardrum shattering monsters. Well, until next time. Thanks for watching this episode of Weapons Through the Generations. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun narrating it, and thanks Joe for giving me the chance. The hunting horn is one of my favourite weapons in the franchise, despite being pretty mediocre at best with it, so I learned quite a lot here, honestly. Anyway, make sure you go check out Joe over at twitch.tv/JoJoJosie. He puts a lot of work and effort into his stream, and it's really entertaining, quite honestly. And if you pop by, keep an eye out for me. I'm usually getting banned by a certain someone who I will not name, because she will probably ban me after this. But hey, it only hurts the first time. I also happen to stream on weekends over at Bronzeskull, where I make equally bad jokes and drive my viewers insane, so be sure to check that out if you're in the mood for something a little different. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and thank you very much for watching.